Alright, Bishop, this one is for you. 24 by 24 is our workspace. 4 inches is our thickness. Long length is our zero. Hardwood is our cut. XXL stock size. My truck type is very long, so if this is an issue for you, make sure you choose this for what you do. Start selecting vectors, cut out pockets for each. So please control background, this does not happen. You can go ahead and select them all if you want, and you can go in here vice versa, holding Control Shift and unselect everything that we don't want. So there's two ways of going about it. Sorry for jumping a little bit backwards there, but I wanted to cover both areas. So if you use the box, you cannot unselect, you can only select. So make sure you go in there and do everything individually. We're just deselecting what we do not want our 1/4 inch end mill to cut. We want to cut out all the pockets around the swans. Alright, looks like we have everything correctly selected. We're going to go ahead and unselect this outside box. We don't need that. And we're going to go to Toolpath, Contour, and we're going to change our bit to a 1/4 inch end mill, which is going to be number 201. These settings, I typically run an 1/8 of an inch at 75. You can leave them stock. We're going to go ahead and do a pocket cut, max depth of a 1/4 inch. That's what we have it set to right now, and we're going to click OK. Why the hell did it do that? Did the exact opposite of what it was supposed to. Is there another vector back there? Hold on. So apparently we had two boxes back there. I'm not going to go ahead and stop this toolpath because I want you guys to see what went wrong. So before we had a box going around the whole entire perimeter. I had it deselected, but apparently there was two boxes going around that perimeter, and that caused an error. It caused us to cut the inside of the swans out, not what we wanted. So without a box, we get our correct toolpath. Go ahead and click OK. We're going to head and edit this operation. We're going to call it our 0.25 inch rough in pass. Sorry guys. And mill roughing pass. Okay. Alright. Get rid of that guy. So that's what we got our desired effect. Now, one mistake here. I forgot to deselect all these guys. You can go back in there, go back into your toolpath and reselect or deselect vectors that you did not want to cut if you accidentally had them selected before. You do not have to start all over. Alright. So now that's fixed. Okay. Everything's orange that we need it to be orange, and everything's blue that we need it to be blue. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and I'll make that pine so it looks better. We're going to see what that does. And that's what we're left with. Alright, so we have a 1/4 inch. And it's not cutting all the way through, right? So what we need to do is come back in here, make this 251, just 1/1000th deeper. That's all you really need. And there you go. That little bit changes the simulation. So now we're going to go back into design. All those previous vectors are still selected. We're going to go back to toolpath, contour cut again. Now we're going to go ahead and change it down to a smaller bit. We're going to go to an 1/8 of an inch end mill. Oh, I hate these speeds, so we're going to go 0.063. Say half of the diameter of the shank. Should be more than fine. We're going to go ahead and jump that to 25 and call it 7. Never have any issues running this. We're going to go ahead and do an inside left profile. That's going to cut the inside of all of our pockets. Clean up those edges. Now we're going to show our simulation. Now once again you can see all those spots where we just cleaned up are dark underneath. We'll go back in there, add that 1 at the end, and now they'll actually cut through on the preview, the whole entire workpiece. Alright, so that's all cleaned up now. We'll go ahead and go back to toolpath, design, so that's all cleaned up. Alright, so now we need to go ahead and cut out all the wings, all the details. So we can come in here and select them like that. Don't want that guy. We're going to select all these guys individually, or with a little box window. So we can click and drag and do that. Make sure you unselect the stuff you don't, or you can go in there and do them individually. It's all up to you. You want to save yourself time, click and drag, click and drag. Like I said, if you accidentally get something you don't need, just unclick it. This is all while holding Control Shift. Keep in mind, Control Shift is your best friend when you are selecting vectors. You're in node edit mode. Select all these guys to be V-carved out. Once everything is selected, now I just panned the screen. That was a right click, and I panned the screen. Just so you aren't confused on that. We're going to go to toolpath. You can take off your hand off of Control Shift now. Toolpath. We're going to go ahead and go to V-carve. Make sure you enter your V bit. I'm using a stock 302. I leave all this stuff fine. If you want to go ahead and speed it up, speed it up. There's a stock 302. Let our toolpath catch up to us. There we go. Sometimes if this doesn't load up all the way, I find it easier if you go ahead and click back into it, wait 5 or 10 seconds. On my computer, it shows right up. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and show the simulation once again. And there we go. Now these eyes do cut out. This stock again is only 1/4 of an inch thick. You could go ahead and make it thicker. So we're using an 1/8 inch end mill. You could go ahead and make it a 1/2 inch thick if you wanted to. I don't see an issue with that. Let me verify the best of cut on an 1/8 inch. Yes, you can go all the way up to a 5/8 inch stock safely with an 1/8 inch standard length of cut end mill. Alright, hope that helped you guys out. Hope you can figure out how to do this and recreate it. Thank you.